the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Did Rachel Zegler just publicly humiliate Brett Cooper in the worst way possible? Her recent comments have sparked a massive debate about Snow White and the future of these iconic roles. Rachel Zegler, who's already facing a lot of criticism for her portrayal of Snow White in Disney's live-action remake, has now thrown some serious shade at Brett Cooper. Fans have been loud and clear about their disappointment with Disney's new take on Snow White, with many saying it's failed to recreate the magic of the original. On the other side, Brett Cooper is getting a lot of love for her version, which stays true to the 1937 classic.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not.
But then, Zegler made some comments that have left everyone stunned. Was it a pointed attack on Cooper or just a slip-up? Either way, things are getting intense between these two Snow Whites, and you won't want to miss the juicy details. Let's dive right into it. When Disney planned to remake the iconic Snow White, they did not expect so much hate. In fact, the trailer became officially the most disliked in history. When the film was first announced, the casting of Rachel Zegler, known for her role in West Side Story, as Snow White sparked a wave of backlash. Fans believed that Zegler, who is of Colombian and Polish background, wasn't pale enough for the role, especially since the character is described as having skin as white as snow. Zegler responded to the backlash in an interview with Variety saying, "I was trending on Twitter for days because all of the people were angry." She added that Snow White holds significant importance in Spanish-speaking countries, and she felt proud to play what she described as a Latina princess. Another major issue with Disney's remake is that Snow White is officially no longer focused on finding love.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
In this updated version, Snow White isn't waiting for her Prince Charming to save her. In the classic 1937 film, Snow White's tale was all about love, a fairy tale romance that captivated audiences. But in this 2023 remake, love as the central plot point is thrown out the window. Why? Because Rachel Zegler, during an interview, confirmed that this Snow White isn't going to have a prince at all. That's right, no Prince Florian, no happily ever after. Zegler explained that Snow White would not have a male love interest, turning her story into a modern one focused on empowerment. As if Disney wasn't already stirring the pot enough by casting a Latina Snow White, they took it a step further by removing the love interest entirely, which stirred even more controversy online. Fans were already angry at the racial change in the character's casting, and now the removal of the iconic prince was a step too far for many. But wait, it doesn't stop there. The situation escalated even further when Zegler shared her thoughts about Snow White's original love story with Prince Florian. She described him as a creepy stalker who obsessively follows Snow White around. According to Zegler, the character of Prince Florian is outdated and doesn't align with modern values. As expected, the online criticism grew stronger, and one of the loudest voices against Zegler's comments was Brett Cooper. Cooper strongly disagreed with Zegler's view, saying there's nothing wrong with a woman being a leader while also finding love. She criticized Zegler for assuming that all women have abandoned the concept of love and partnership, arguing that such generalizations were unfair and tone-deaf. The public's response to the remake was divided. Some viewers felt that Disney had lost touch with the timeless nature of fairy tales, arguing that Snow White should remain as it was originally told, a story about love, beauty, and a perfect white-skinned princess. These critics viewed the racial casting as a deviation from the cultural roots of the story and complained that a non-white Snow White didn't fit with the traditional representation of the character. On the other hand, there were those who supported the new direction, appreciating the attempt to modernize the tale and make it more inclusive. However, they also disagreed with Zegler's rejection of romantic love in the plot. feeling her comments overlooked the importance of love in today's world. They pointed out that women can be strong and independent while still cherishing love and relationships. Amid this heated argument, the movie faced a wave of backlash on social media. Many felt Disney had completely misunderstood the heart of what makes Snow White a classic. Instead of embracing the magic of the fairy tale, they were turning it into a political message. Another thing that's causing a lot of buzz right now is the growing battle between two very different versions of Snow White. Disney's remake has stirred up controversy, but what people didn't expect was the challenge coming from the Daily Wire. This battle isn't just about a new movie. It's about a clash of ideas and who's got the upper hand in the entertainment world. So, here's the deal. The Daily Wire, a well-known conservative media platform, has decided to make their own live-action version of Snow White and the Evil Queen. And guess who's playing the princess? None other than Brett Cooper, a rising star known for her conservative views. The trailer for the film was released and quickly racked up millions of views, with fans showing excitement over how it stuck to the traditional Snow White story they know and love. What sets the Daily Wire's version apart is its commitment to staying closer to the original fairy tale. Unlike Disney's remake, which has been accused of taking liberties with the story, the Daily Wire is sticking with the idea of Snow White being a princess with the traditional dwarf characters. Disney's version, on the other hand, made the decision to remove the dwarfs entirely, citing concerns over stereotypes and promoting inclusivity. While this might seem like a good initiative on the surface, it's left many people feeling that the decision might actually take opportunities away from dwarf actors. Meanwhile, fans of the new Daily Wire movie seem to appreciate how Brett Cooper brought a fresh, yet respectful take on Snow White. They felt that it stayed true to the charm and magic of the original. It's a version of the character that embodies strength, but also beauty, in a way that feels classic and timeless. With the removal of the controversial elements seen in the Disney film, the Daily Wire has garnered its own loyal fan base. However, things didn't stay peaceful for long. Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White in Disney's remake, didn't take kindly to the Daily Wire's version. She was reportedly upset after watching the trailer, and it's not hard to see why. While the new film from the Daily Wire already had millions of views, Disney's version, despite being backed by a massive budget, is facing backlash over its updated approach and casting decisions. This has led to a delay in Disney's movie release, with the premiere now pushed back to 2025. The situation is looking quite interesting. It seems that the Daily Wire's film, which doesn't have the same financial power or marketing budget as Disney, has managed to generate a huge amount of interest. This has forced Disney to reconsider its strategy, delaying the release of their movie to avoid further backlash from fans and media. This move by the Daily Wire, which didn't even have the star power or budget of Disney, has clearly made waves, and it's shaping up to be a much more competitive showdown than anyone expected. Rachel Zegler's frustration is understandable, especially since her highly anticipated version of Snow White was supposed to dominate the conversation. But now, with the Daily Wire attracting so much attention, it's clear that the public is more divided than ever. So, what do you think? Should Disney continue to reinvent classic stories to fit their modern agenda? Or should they stick to the traditional tales that fans know and love?